Now I want to show you an exercise that we've been doing with Moxie every day that's greatly improved her focus and greatly improved her stay, even though you know we don't say stay, we build stay into sit and down, but we really worked on her staying there for long periods of time with all kinds of distractions going on around her. This exercise is very important to do. Even if you just do it 5 minutes a day, it'll really help you. So I'm, as usual, taking her out of a crate. You saw I took the prong collar off the door, put it on her. She's waiting for me to allow her to come out. You can even practice this when she's in the crate and rewarding her. Good, for waiting. Stand back. She knows you own this boundary. If you own the boundary, if you control the boundary in and out of her den, which is what she thinks of this place, she may have loved her crate before, but now she loves it extra because that's where she gets bones and chewies and food and all that stuff, and everything good happens in there. She goes in, she gets a reward. I go to take her out, she gets rewards. So she loves her crate, and that's a free time place. You don't do any training in there, but you control the boundary, just like you see me doing. She waits there. If she ever starts to go back to her old ways and rushing in and out, then you need to be ready with this door and say no, and give it no. A token slam like that, that's what I call a token slam. It's not really hard. She knows exactly what that means. She didn't try to come out, but that's what you do if this ever good girl starts to fall apart and she starts getting excited again and wanting to rush out and, you know, just knock you down. That's what you're going to do. And she'll know what that means, and she'll go back to doing what she's doing here. So she's waiting. She knows she's waiting to be allowed out. Okay. I'm going to do my little left circle because this crate's closed all the time. When she's in, it's closed, and when she's out, obviously it's closed. If it's not closed, then you can't do this exercise because she's going in and out on her own, and it would just negate the whole purpose of doing the crate because it's about you controlling the boundary. So always keep that door closed when she's in or out. I'm gonna just, okay, let's go. Walk her over here. Got this mat in the middle of the front room here. Sit. Gonna have her sit. And then I'm going to send her to her mat. So you always start with a sit stay, a calm sit stay with your right hand. Since she's on your left, you pat her chest and say, go to your mat. And then you say, down. Here. Okay. And I want her in the, see how I'm kind of luring her? You can do this. Good. And when she gets to the middle of the mat, give her a reward. And this is how we taught her such a solid downstay. You saw in other parts of the video how she's at a downstay out in public where there's lots of distractions. Well, we started by teaching her this here, and then once she could do it here, then we gradually moved to, good, we moved to doing it in the presence of more and more distractions. But this is what you want to do in your living room. It's a very simple exercise. The first thing we do, good, the first thing we do is we make sure that she has a real downstay where we can walk around both ways. You saw me do it with the leash so that it's kind of it's a real life situation, because in real life you're going to be out on the street, you're not going to drop the leash, so you might just want to practice this at a corner or anywhere you are, and you're going to be holding the leash like that and walking around her, and then she gets a reward. Good. You're always rewarding her from in front. Wherever you go, you always come back here and reward her exactly how you see me doing it here. You stand over her like this. Good. You put her on the mat. She takes it off the mat. She doesn't grab your hand or try to take it out of your hand. She takes it off the mat when you put it there. So once you know she can do this, then you can start, in your home, you can start adding distractions. So after she can handle just your regular downstay where you walk around the house, come back, walk back and forth, then you want to start doing things that are more difficult for her to handle. If you're going to do something that you think might trigger her to get up, you can remind her, down, like that. She's very interested in the camera person, but like, I'm going to go outside and knock on the door. If she gets up, you say no. Gently but firmly put her back. Go back and do it again. No reward because she screwed up. Down. Good. Good. She does it successfully. She gets a reward. So I'm leaving that mistake in so you can see what to do when she makes a mistake. She made a mistake because usually we don't have an extra distraction, which is the person filming us. And she's so sensitive to anything new that she's not used to that it can make her unfocused. So that's what you do. You just stay calm. There's no corrections here at all. Corrections are not appropriate for a dog like her. What we're doing is we're teaching her how to be instead. We're teaching her new skills. We don't correct mistakes. We just keep teaching her the new appropriate pattern that we want, and we make her better and better at that. So now I'm going to do something even harder. Down. Go out here. Knock on the window. Mail slot. Knock on the door. Nope. I've never done all those three things at once before, but I just wanted to make sure that she made a mistake so I could show you what to do. She got up, I said no, I put her back. We'll go do it again. No reward. But I am going to remind her because that's really hard for her to do. Down. And doorbell, which I just bought this. I've never used it before. It's a new distraction for her. So there were 4 different things there. She stayed there. And she doesn't know where that's coming from, but she stayed there. Good. And I gave her a triple reward if she does something really exceptional like that, handles all these different things all at once and stays in a downstay. She gets a big portion so she doesn't forget that, hey, when I really buckle down and stay here no matter what, I get bigger rewards. It really makes a difference. You're not going to give her the same amount for something that you give, like for a sit and something exceptional, the same amount. You want to give her something special so she really gets it. So that was just an example. This is just an example of how she'll do with simple stuff, and then you add harder things that she can't handle yet. She'll make a mistake, and how that you bump it up a notch and make her better and better and better. And we've made noises out there, and I just want to show you a couple of other things you can do. You can practice pulling on the leash. Most dogs will come towards you, and if she does that successfully, stays there, good, she gets a reward. You want to pull from different angles too. Make sure that she can handle, good, can handle different things that might formally trigger her to get up out of a downstay. All different angles. And if she's successful at each one, good. Good, she gets a treat. And you can practice like moving fast and doing things that might trigger her to pop up. Good. Good. She's doing very well. So I'm sure you get the idea. These things, this mat's very, very important. You can use it. You can use anything to be the mat. You can use a bath mat or whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a mat like this, but not a doggy bed. You want to use something that she has no association with, so something brand new that she's never used before. You want to do this exercise at least 5 minutes a day. Once she's perfect in one room, and you can go outside, knock on the door, ring the doorbell, bang on the windows, go everywhere, leave. Like I'm going to go over here to the kitchen and around the corner and come back. And she stays there no matter what. She's got a real solid downstay. Good. And she waits. She doesn't touch my hand. She's waiting for me to put it on the mat. That's good focus that she's developing now. Once she does it perfectly in one room, maybe your living room or whatever, you want to move it to another place. If you have a back porch, do it on the back porch. Leave her outside and come inside. Practice all that in all different places. And everything that you do like this makes her better and better and better. The goal is that she come off this mat every day after that 5 minutes, calmer than when she went onto it. When you're going to release her, you want to pick up the leash off the ground. I'm going to stand back next to her like this, pat your leg, say, okay. It's really important how you end this exercise. You have her sit, and you always release her from a calm sit stay. You never release her from a downstay where she pops up and takes off. You want to keep that calmness of that downstay by having her know that she's still on the clock until she sits, and you release her from a calm sit stay. Nope. Make sure she waits, doesn't jump the gun, and waits for you to pat her chest. Go, just like that. She'll want to run back to that mat because she loves her mat. So you pick it up, and then if it's not already obvious, you're not going to have that mat out as a doggy bed. It's only for this exercise. So the only way she goes on there is the way that I showed you. She starts the exercise. The only way she comes off is that way, and she's free. You can also release her, be free outside if you want, off the mat. But make sure that you pick the mat up immediately, put it away. It's a very special place, and that's why it's so effective in teaching her this level of focus.